Have you ever had a crush on someone that you weren't supposed to have a crush on? Like a teacher or like a friend's dad or something?
Um, I'm sure I have.
I know I was
Probably.
just thinking about this the other day and I was like,
Uh-huh.
because well, saw one of my like, friends from back in the day, their mom, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this
Oh
woman
my god,
is
really? A mom?
so fucking hot. Yeah. And it got me thinking, I was like, I wonder if that's a thing that like is that just a guy thing to just like want to like bang your friends' moms? Or is that just does every like a girl want to bang their friends' dads too?
Yeah, definitely. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think I've had any friends who had hot dads,
Oh, you
but
should
if
have
I
got
did,
different friends. Yeah.
that would be a thing for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? It's crazy that, like, porn really does and you shouldn't, like, obviously take it as, like, reality or anything, but it does
Yeah,
whenever you're young, it makes you think that things are gonna work out a lot differently, like
but
going
that
over to Huh?
yeah, that's gonna be when I take my kid to school. It's gonna be like, "Oh, the hot mom," like
Jesus. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I get it. There is, like, a fantasy. It can happen for sure,
Yeah. Oh,
especially
and I mean, you're gonna be another level because like normally the average like hot mom is like they're hot, but they're not like like that's gonna be
I know,
Jesus.
I take her to preschool now, she's 4, so we're not at that
Whoa.
level yet where I take her to, like, real school, but
Yeah.
it's definitely gonna be there at some point.
Oh. Oh, by
Exactly.
the
You're
yeah,
like,
by the
"I
time
recognize you."
oh God. Oh, I know. There's gonna be every guy in that damn school is gonna be like, trying to come over. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then people always say, "Well, aren't you, like, embarrassed for your kid? Like your kid's gonna be embarrassed or something like that." I'm like, "No, my daughter's never gonna be embarrassed of me, like, she loves me, like,
Yeah.
why would she be? She has a hot mom." Like
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I've ever like heard a friend say like, God, I'm so lucky that my mom's smoking hot.
well, I don't know, but
Like any of
girls
my
are
like
different though, like, a girl
yeah,
girls that might be different than, like,
true.
a boy,
Yeah.
um, but yeah,
Yes.
we'll cross that road when it comes, I guess.
Yeah, you'll be just fine, I'm sure. It would be different if you had a son. That I
Yeah.
think
Then I can
that's
see
a
he
little
might be
tougher.
embarrassed because his friends will be like, "Oh my god, I wanna fuck your mom." But, like, for a girl, she's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, my mom's hot." Like, girls appreciate that, so
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you got real lucky because I can't imagine being like 13, firing up, whatever porn site anyone uses, whatever, and then it's like, "Oh, fuck."
your
Well,
mom comes on,
night
it's like,
yeah,
"Oh
night
my god."
ruined.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, but, like, the way like, when I got into porn, my I didn't tell my parents, and
Mhm.
I was living in Australia at the time, and then I moved to LA, and then my dad calls me, he's like, "Hey, I think I saw you on this porn site." I was like, "Oh,
Oh.
yeah, I was gonna tell you about that." And he's like, "No, I'm fine with it. It just, like, surprised me."
Yeah, I'd say. Jesus, what
I
a
was
I
like,
mean,
"Oh, yeah, be careful what you watch."
God. I mean, I would never it would be hard for me to go onto a porn site ever again, just because it is like playing Russian roulette, you
Uh-huh.
know? It's
Yeah,
like, are you gonna be on the homepage? I'd start, like, looking up things that are the exact opposite of you, hoping that, like, you don't get in my algorithm.
exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Don't look up MILF. Never, ever look up MILF."
Yeah. See, and that's what'll ruin it for me too, because that's my go-to. So I'd be, like, real yeah,
Exactly. It's a lot of
no,
people's go-to these days. Thank
for sure.
God, because I'm still popular. I'm like, "Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
it's a good, it's like a popular category."
Yeah, you're
Um,
only gonna get more popular.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, you don't age out of it,
Yeah.
like you do that's, like, a problem with, like, mainstream movies or whatever is that, like, once an actress hits, like well, definitely once an actress hits 40, like, she's
Yeah.
long gone, but even really some of them, like, early 30s, they're like, "Alright, we need the next new thing," but, like, porn, you just go into a different category.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what's good about it these days,
yeah,
and women are looking better and better, so,
yeah.
there's that.
That is true too. Cause I yeah. Yeah, it is weird when you go back and look at pictures of people from, like, the '70s or so, and you look at, like, the
I
moms, like, just a normal mom, not like a movie star or something like
yeah,
that, and you're just like, "God, this woman looks like she's 60 years old, and she's
yeah.
38."
I
God,
was talking about that, the other day with my friend. I'm like, "Imagine we lived in those times, and then now we live in these times where, like, you're in your 40s and you look, like, incredible, like,
yeah,
in your 20s." I'm like, "Oh, thank God it's so different now."
God. Oh, no, like, the span of time where you get to be, like, at your peak is so much larger.
Yeah,
Because that used to be the thing was they would say like, "Oh, your peak is, at this certain age, and then you're done,
yeah.
would say
That's what
all
I
kinds of
thought when I first started porn. I was like, "Okay, I'll probably be done by the time I'm 40." And then I
Right.
hit 40 and everyone's like, "Well, you look better than ever." And I'm like, "Okay, so I can keep going." And I'm like, "Yeah, because 'cause I'm not done yet."
Yeah,
And now I'm just, like, in my 40s, and so I'm like,
yeah,
I'm still going, and I still look better and better, and I take care of myself, obviously, and,
right.
so, yeah, people ask, "When are you gonna quit?" I'm like, "I don't have an answer because,
Yeah,
like, I don't know, I'm still at the top of my game, so."
yeah, yeah, and they actually do I mean, I guess I don't know if this is really true or not, but that is, like, the thing that you hear is that, like, a guy peaks, like, sexually in their, like, mid-20s, whereas a woman peaks sexually in her, like, late 30s, early 40s, and
Yeah,
sometimes
I've heard
even
that.
later than that, which I
Yeah,
think is probably true because that's why I mean, it's probably one of the reasons why, like, younger guys tend to, like, hit on older women. Like, that's been a thing forever. It's like, like,
yeah,
that's always been the thing, like, The Graduate, I don't know if you ever watched that movie, but,
yeah.
there's, like, Mrs. Robinson, like, the whole thing is and that movie came out in 1967, so it's
Oh,
not
yeah, so that's true, but
yeah.
it's like, yeah, when guys get older, like, they lose a little bit of their sex drive, and you have to get, like,
Oh,
testosterone and all
yeah,
that, but I
yeah,
guess that it happens to women too. It hasn't happened to me yet, but I
mhm,
guess
yeah,
I feel like 40s are still, like, a peak, so
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, most of it just depends on, like, what your 40s are compared to other people's 40s, because
yeah.
there are definitely people who are in their 40s who are like, "God damn, I am done." And, and there's people in their 20s like, I'm only 31, and I feel like I'm fucking done. Like,
What? Are
yeah.
you
Oh,
kidding?
I feel like like, I don't even know if I ever hit a peak. I think I mean,
Oh my
I think I've been just kinda treading water, since I was about 8, and, yeah, here I am.
that's funny. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still peaking, so,
Uh, God. Yeah. So, I mean, so no plans on quitting anytime soon, nothing like that. So,
No.
do you have do you have like a bucket list, like of things that like you want to still do, or do you just want to keep making content no matter what it is?
I mean, yeah, there's certain things I haven't, done yet in the
Mhm.
industry, so maybe I'll do that. Sorry, I'm, like, sniffly from AVN.
You're good. Jesus. All
You know
right.
how everybody gets sick after AVN because we
Right.
just had AVN,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so you do the expo, and then you do the award show, and then everybody
Yeah.
gets sick after. I'm just
Huh.
stuffy from it,
No worries.
but if I'm sniffly. Yeah, I don't know. There's still some things that I'm gonna do in the
Yeah.
industry. And then of course, like building my OnlyFans is getting better
Mhm.
and better and content. I put up a billboard in Vegas and that got me a lot of traction.
Yeah. No
So
shit.
like just things like that I
Yeah.
can do now that I'm like successful, and when you have the money to do
Mhm.
it, like why
Yeah.
not?
To reinvest into yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. 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 That's interesting. So there's a giant billboard of you in Las Vegas. Like,
Yeah.
God, you've probably caused so many traffic accidents.
It's on Tropicana, right across from, MGM. Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I put it up
God,
this
the
so
amount of fender benders that are happening in Las Vegas
I
right
know,
now.
people drive here terrible here anyway, so I'm
Well,
like
yeah, and then they're looking up and seeing you, it's like, Jesus, yeah.
I know I've gotten so many people DM me, they're like, "Hey, I saw you." Oh, "Yep, that's me."
Yeah, that's a
'Cause when
good
I first posted it, they're like, "Is that real?" 'Cause you know how you could do, like, a
yeah,
fake
yeah, the
billboard
photos
thing?
yeah,
Like, "No, it's real." So I did, like, a video with it. I'm like,
Is it big? Like a full-size billboard?
"Yeah, it's a full size." Yeah. Yeah.
That's wow, that's awesome.
You can
Yeah.
do, you can do it here, you can do it in LA, which I might do one in LA as well, but
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do it until a friend of mine did, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's awesome."
Yeah. God, I
Giving
need to do one.
information.
Like, just go full spread eagle, maybe, I'll make it, like, pretty classy, obviously,
Well,
but,
it
like
has to be. You can't do, like, any, like, explicit stuff,
well,
so
I'll put something down there. I'll put, like, a cowboy hat down there or something, and then I'll just, like, lay on my side, like, something tasteful, you know?
something tasteful.
Yeah, yeah, maybe put on, like, a pair of bunny ears or something, like
Sure.
yeah,
Uh,
Jesus. If you see a big uptick in my numbers, you'll know what
there
happened.
you go. See, I
Yeah.
give you an idea for your show.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I need ideas, so that's a good one. Just put my big ass on a
A
billboard and
big billboard up there. They'll be like, "Who's this guy?"
yeah.
Yeah.
They'll know for sure after they see that damn thing.
Oh, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, this must be somebody.
God.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody.
Like
That's
one.
for sure. Yeah. So, are there, like, anything specific, like certain kinks or fetishes that you haven't filmed that you would like to film? Like, anything that sticks, like, in your mind right now? Like, "Oh god, I really wanna try doing this type of scene."
Oh, I've done so much. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I know. That's what I was kinda wondering, like, do you get to a point where it's like, "Okay, I've kinda done everything on my list as far as, like, every avenue. I just wanna keep
yeah.
doing those things." I didn't know if there was, like, a certain thing that you're like, "Damn, after all this time, I can't believe I've never done this?"
I mean, I've never done a gangbang,
Okay. I feel
but
like you could arrange that pretty easily.
I could, but
Yeah.
I'm like, "Can I physically do that?" Like,
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you got all the pieces that it takes. I mean,
I do. I
yeah,
mean, like, I don't know. I haven't done it yet, but,
yeah,
I've done all the, like, fantasy stuff and, like, all that, but,
yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
What
lot.
would be your number for, like, a gangbang? What's your, like, limit, you think? Where you're just like,
Well,
"Alright,
I think a gangbang is at least 5, usually.
okay. Gotcha, gotcha." So,
So just
would you go over 5? Or just go, "Hey, let me just get it on the board that I did a gangbang?"
Oh, that's a good question. Man, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I wonder, like, 'cause I talked to someone the other day who just had sex with 1,000 or had sex with 100 people in one day.
Oh, you didn't what's her name? Bonnie
Well, Bonnie Blue, I also talked to a while back as well, but yeah, yeah, so she
Oh,
had
yeah.
1,000 guys in one day, and then I talked to somebody who, 100 in a 24-hour period,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
it does seem like at a certain point, it would just almost, like, stop, like, you would just I don't know, like, it's hard to explain, like, at a certain number, do you just lose count, and does it all just seem like one big penis, I guess? Like
Yeah,
a
it's kind of
continuous penis, you know?
yeah, it's different when you're filming because you're acting and you're thinking about, the camera angles and all this
Right.
other things that you have to think about. So yeah, it's different when you're filming that
Yeah.
that it's your mind. It turns into something else in your mind that
Yeah.
when the camera rolls, then you're
Right.
in scene mode. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's different for everybody. But
So when you are filming, are you constantly aware of, like, how you're looking on camera, or do you have to kind of, like, balance that out and sorta let go to a certain point?
I mean, yeah, you gotta do both. You gotta let go, but then you also have to be aware of the camera and your
Yeah.
angles and make sure they can see and make sure like, that you're talking. You gotta think
Yeah.
about all the, dirty talk. You're multitasking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
All the a lot of things you gotta think about there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's
And
a
that's
hell
why
of
you're
a
like,
talent.
they think anyone can be a porn star. Well,
No, I mean, anyone can have sex on camera, that is for sure, but not anyone can be a porn star. Like,
no, not
there's
everyone can be good at it to remember your
right.
dialogue, to remember, to deliver it how you're supposed
Yes.
to, the acting, the dirty talk,
Yeah.
the positions. Like there's a lot to it people don't realize. And then you have all these people on set watching you. and
Yeah.
you have to tune them out and not even think about all these people. I mean,
Yeah.
especially for a guy, that's
Mhm.
really difficult because every guy's like, "I could be a porn star," but I'm like, "Are you
Sure.
sure?" When there's 20 guys in the room going like this with the
Yeah.
camera, or one of them's back there eating, and one's talking about sports, and one's in your face, like,
I mean, to be honest, it sounds like my normal day to day.
is it now?
Yeah, it sounds like a family reunion a little bit, to be honest. Yeah, that's Jesus.
It's just a lot
Like
going
my bar
on, and the
mitzvah.
guy has to stay hard, and maybe he's not even with a girl he wants to be with. So it's just like,
Yeah,
for
well,
the
that would
guy,
be a
it's
problem.
difficult.
I
Yeah.
mean, most of the people I've been with were people I did not want to be with. It's just where you end up sometimes. Yeah, and
Oh, that's
yeah. See,
funny.
I don't think that would be the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it is definitely would be the problem for most people because I always think like, I wonder if I could do it, and I
Yeah.
don't know if I could, but I think physically maybe it's
Yeah.
just I don't have a lot of stamina, and I think that might be the problem. Like the
Yeah.
crowd part's not a problem. I don't give a
That's
fuck.
not a problem.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
No.
I mean, I'll do pretty much anything in front of a group of people. Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. It's the stamina. It's the like in
Yeah.
between stuff, like where you have to just I don't know. I think there's
Yeah.
a lot of that where there's no way I could do that.
There's a
You
lot of
know?
stopping and starting. There's a lot of moving lights. There's a lot of,
Yeah,
and depending on, if the girl wants to stop, I
right.
really don't like to stop a lot. I'm like,
Yeah,
let's just roll. Let's just go with it. But when they are like,
yeah.
okay, stop. I need this. I know I need this thing. Like that,
Gotcha.
it's a little tricky. So
Yeah, that would be the problem, I think. I think that's where I might be tapping out, where I'm just like, God damn, can I just fucking get this done?"
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. It's not as
yeah,
easy as people may think. So
no.
when you explain all that, they're like, "Oh, I don't know."
Yeah, exactly. Because that is every guy, like every single guy, growing up watching porn is like thinking like, "God, I wanna do that someday," or like, "I bet I could do that," like,
Yeah,
"Whoa, what a great job it would be to have sex with, like, the hottest women on the planet, blah, blah, blah." If it was like that, you know, if it was that easy, there'd be a lot more male porn stars for sure. I mean,
exactly.
there are a lot of them, but like,
Yeah, there'd be a lot
half of the
more
men in the yeah.
famous ones, like,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
really. I mean, yeah, because there's not as many. There's thousands of girls, but,
Mhm.
um, not as many guys, so, yeah.
So speaking of that, like when there are so many female porn stars and so many people in like, kind of the MILF genre, like, do you like think often like, okay, how am I going to stand out? Like, obviously, you're very
Yeah,
attractive, like, you're very good at what you do, like, all those things,
yeah,
but so are a bunch of, a lot of them are
yeah.
too. So, like, do you think, like, okay, I got to do something to make me get more attention than everybody else?
Yeah, that's why I did the billboard.
But that would explain the bill. Yeah.
I would
But
play the billboard. But, like,
yeah.
so when I first started 2007, I know,
Mhm.
like, I'm old,
It's
but I know. I don't look my age, but, um,
no. Yeah.
yeah, people are always like, "Oh, I was in high school jerking off to you." I'm like, "Oh, great."
Yeah, I was in 6th grade, so
Oh
how
my
about that
god,
one?
I am old.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
anyway, it was very simple back then. You just went to
Mhm.
set, you just fucked, but now you have social media, you gotta keep up with OnlyFans, you gotta keep up with a million different things,
Mhm.
and everyone's a porn star. So,
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
then, no, you just had to, like, go do feature films and be on
Mhm.
box covers, and then you're a porn star, you're it. Like,
Right.
you made these box covers and this and that. But now, yes, it's more tricky to be on top. So, like, I have to keep reinventing myself, like putting up a billboard, going on podcasts, like
Yeah.
doing all these things to make myself still stand out and still
Right.
be the top MILF.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta work harder, but it actually is easier too, you know?
Yeah, well, it seems like you can have a lot more control over
Yeah,
your own
and your
career.
brand.
Yeah, and your brand. Yeah, exactly,
Mhm.
like, because
Yeah,
I always wonder, obviously most of the people I've talked to who are in the industry, like, they're relatively new, like somewhat,
Okay,
so
yeah,
they don't necessarily know much of a time before like the whole OnlyFans thing taking
I know,
off, right?
right? Or social
Exactly.
media
So for you who like, was around obviously before that and
before
saw it
iPhone.
happening. Yeah.
Oh my god, the whole
Yeah.
iPhone.
Yeah. George Bush was president when you started.
Stop. Okay, this is BlackBerry, that is crazy.
Yeah, good lord. Yeah, you were playing Brick Breaker on a goddamn BlackBerry when porn started. Oh,
Wow.
yeah. So whenever like OnlyFans becomes a thing and where it's so much more accessible,
Yeah.
like, do you see that as a positive part of porn, or do you think like it just floods the market?
I
'Cause I've
mean, it's
heard both
really
arguments.
good because I'm making money right now talking to you.
So,
It's like
yeah,
they're still buying my stuff, like,
right.
and so it's great, actually. It's
Yeah,
really easier. I don't have to physically be there all the time.
yeah.
So yeah, it's really nice, but like I said, you gotta keep up with all your shit every day. You gotta post, you gotta do this, you
Mhm.
gotta do that. Like, it's it's a lot more work, but it's
Yeah.
a lot more money too, so
That makes sense because
yeah.
I was wondering if it was like so like the music industry, that's like a big problem that they're having
Yeah,
with so many people just being able to make a highly produced album in their bedroom.
just AI, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And just like with like, like studio software that you could just buy for a couple $100. You don't have to go to a studio and pay thousands of dollars an hour to use a studio and all this shit.
Yeah,
So you end up having so many more people making music to where
yeah,
it floods the market. And now like the really good people are just getting buried amongst a bunch of mediocre bullshit. And
yeah,
that's the problem with music. And so nobody makes any money. Like only the people who were around before that and a select few like pop stars are really making money. But it sounds like for y'all, like it's a little bit different. I mean, there is a lot of people, and I guess you could say a flooded market, but
yeah.
you're making more money now than you were. So it's a little bit different than music for sure.
Yeah, I think I'd have to talk to, like, a younger girl who got in,
Yeah.
like, when, you know, as OnlyFans was out, because 'cause I'm not really sure completely the
Yeah.
difference, but I know, like, when a girl has, like, 1,000,000 followers on Instagram, social media, whatever,
Mhm.
like, if she gets into porn, she's already on top,
Yeah.
which is
Right. Right.
not the case before, like, you had to physically fuck your way to the top and be on set,
Yeah.
doing features and, like, really working, but now,
Yeah.
like, you can have 1,000,000 followers and be a browser's contract right away.
Right.
Like,
Right.
"Oh, because she's already popular." I'm like, "Yeah, but she hasn't done
Yeah.
the
It'd
scene.
be
Is she good at it? Is she good at fucking?"
yeah,
Just because she
exactly.
has 1,000,000 followers doesn't mean she's good at, you know, being a
Mm,
porn star.
exactly. It
But
means
that's
she's
the
good
way
at
it is,
yeah, it
so
means she's good at taking pictures,
yeah, exactly.
which a lot of people could take
Putting the
pictures.
AI filter on it, she's good at
Yeah,
that.
exactly, and so there's so many people who can do that, but then when it comes to actually, like, having any sort of charisma or anything like that, it's
Yeah,
nothing because you can't tell
yeah.
charisma by a picture.
Exactly, so that's kind of the difference, and that's kind of like a cheat way, I feel, and I'm like, "Oh, I had to work hard."
Yes, you did. Jesus.
But it's
Yeah,
so easy now if you're already popular and you get in.
right.
So,
Yeah,
that's kind
yeah.
of the difference, I feel.
Yeah, for sure, that's a
Yeah,
huge I mean, that's
it's
a huge part of it, I would imagine, because.
yeah,
Yeah, like, people who have been doing it for a while, they're kinda getting not getting, like, pushed aside, like, obviously, you still have a massive fucking following, just like a lot of people have been doing it for a long time, but, yeah,
yeah,
you have people coming in who have a following from something else, from non-porn, and then it turns into that, it's like, "Oh,"
yeah,
like, you
that's kind
kinda
of
step yeah, you got your foot in the door a lot sooner and a lot easier than, yeah, a lot of other people,
yeah,
but
exactly.
yeah, that's
But
interesting.
yeah.
Have you ever thought about or you may have already done this, like some sort of like TED talk on like sex, as far as like sex education, like teaching people, not like a boring ass like school fucking sex ed thing, but like actually teaching people like how to fuck. Because I
Like
feel
a
like most guys
therapy.
for sure don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah.
Isn't there something like that I think Jessica Drake does? on for Wicked? Doesn't she do like,
Oh, I don't know.
it's something
Maybe.
kind of similar to that.
Maybe so. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
yeah,
classes almost,
yeah,
Like it
yeah,
wouldn't be like TED Talk. It'd be
yeah.
like Sarah Speaks, something like that, where you just, go on there and start fucking telling people what to do. Cause I feel like I learned things where I'm like, oh, that's not what you're supposed to do. I've just found out, relatively recently that you're not supposed to just finger someone as hard as you can. I thought you just get in there and just, hard as possible.
Oh
Turns
my
out that
god,
is not
really?
the case.
That's
I'm
not the
joking. I mean, I
I
did
mean,
think that when I was
if
younger,
girls
like,
squirt, then yes, but
well, I guess in my mind that's what I thought I was doing, and then it really just
okay.
turns out I was,
You
who
were
knows what I was doing.
injuring the girl?
Yeah, probably so. I mean, this is a long time ago. Trust
I
me.
Gotta
This
grab
is
my charger just a
no, no
second
worries. Yeah,
because
no,
my computer's about to die, and I didn't realize
no,
that.
no big deal.
Just a second.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
yeah.
you will.
I feel like guys like we need some sort of thing like that because it's also one of those things where like you can't really ask. I mean, you can, but it's a real we feel like it's a mood breaker if you ask like, "Do you
Oh,
enjoy do
how
you
you
like
like
this?" Hmm?
it? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of guys
You
feel
can
that
just
way.
go with the girl's body and how she's reacting to it,
How the fuck am
right?
I supposed to know what the hell that
What
means?
do you mean?
I mean, I can't tell a fucking difference.
It would be, yeah. There we go. Now we're plugged in.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good. Perfect. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I'm
you should just go with that. See how if she's
Jesus.
feeling it.
That didn't help me one bit.
Pull it
God damn.
away, then maybe it's a bit too hard.
Yeah, that could be true. Yeah. 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 No, I mean, I just, you see things and you think, okay, I'm gonna try that out. And then you do, and you're like, well,
Oh,
this can't be fucking I can't
were
I
you trying to
must
make her squirt or what was happening?
well, that's yeah, I mean, you try to do that sometimes, You
Oh,
try
okay.
to
Yeah,
really
you gotta go super hard if you wanna make her squirt, but
well, isn't that the whole point?
is it? Yeah.
I think. Isn't that what you're trying I mean, isn't that what you're trying to do? I thought
Yeah,
so.
I guess so. Yeah.
I
You're
mean,
trying
what else are you supposed to do? Like check for bumps? I mean, there's not much else to do
Well, it
down
depends
there,
if you're trying to make her come, like, on her clit, that's something different. Because I can come either
Okay.
way. I can come on my clit where you, like, rub my clit and I can come or,
Okay.
like, inside. You can come I can come 2 different ways, but I don't know.
Jesus. Is one better than the other?
If I'm fucking and rub my clit at the same time, that's the best for me.
Oh, so both at the same well, yeah, yeah,
Both at
there
the
you go.
same time. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that
yeah,
makes sense. Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, if I had a vagina, that's probably what I'd be trying to do
yeah,
every single time. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
'Cause
see, like for guys, there's not a double. I mean, it's just like the one way. Actually, well, that's not really true because
we
some
can
dudes
go
can.
up the butt.
Well, yeah, but we don't need
Yeah, really.
fuck that. I mean, I know in 2020, what are we in? 2025. I should be thinking, hey, maybe I should try out some things like that. Not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, because you can come with by your prostate, I guess,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
I
that.
know. Yeah, you can stick up there and fiddle with the prostate. I don't need that thing fiddled with.
No?
No, no.
Most
No.
guys don't. You gotta ask first.
Well, that's true. Good lord, yeah, the last thing you want is a surprise up there,
No surprise anal for guys, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll save it for the, the what's it called whenever doctor does it to check you for
Oh, to check your prostate?
yeah, I'll just
Ultrasound?
let him be the one that goes up there and nobody else. Like, let it be a medical procedure. That's
That's if you wanna make a guy come really quick, then you're like, "Mm, okay, you
God,
got
I
it."
wonder if I'm gonna am I wonder if I'm gonna come when he does that.
Oh god, no. I don't think
I
so.
hope
I
not.
don't think that's how it works.
Jesus. 'Cause good lord, if that's the thing that's happening every single time,
It's
the
gotta be stroking the dick at the same time. You can't just do that and you
oh,
come. It's gotta be both.
isn't that what maybe
No,
my doctor's
your
different than
doctor's not
everybody else's
gonna
doctor.
for you.
No, usually from what I've heard, my doctor, he'll have both hands on your shoulders while he's doing it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh.
Yeah. No, this became a real fear of mine. I don't think I'm gonna get my prostate checked. I
We
might
have
just
to.
I mean, I don't have to. Are they gonna put me in fucking jail for it? I mean, like, "Sir, have you had a finger in your ass in the last 6 months?" Like, well, none of your damn business.
Okay, well, you could just go risk it. Just risk it, not knowing.
Nah, I'll probably do it. Yeah, I'll probably take some, like, Quaaludes or something ahead of time. Just
Quaaludes. They still make those?
I don't know. I'm sure I could probably find some if
Oh
I
my
look
god,
hard enough.
Quaaludes.
I mean, P. Diddy's house is empty, so I could probably I could
Oh,
probably go look in there.
oh my god.
Jesus. Yeah, that's interesting. So, I mean, is there like in that kind of realm, is there a thing that you think most guys should know but don't?
Um,
Like when it
as
comes to
far
sex?
as
Yeah,
as
like when it comes to sex just in general. Like, is there a
oh,
thing
the
that
sex?
yeah, 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 yeah. Or I mean, it could be anything. Like, I guess anything that has to do with, like how to, it could be romance in any sort of way, but like something that you wish more men knew
Oh,
about.
huh. I'm not sure. I don't
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
ask a porn star that. She's used to being with porn stars. I don't
Well, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have to be that. I mean, just in general, I didn't know if there was
I don't
something
know
that
what the general population's doing out there.
well, true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. So you don't go on a bunch of dates or anything?
No, I have a boyfriend.
Well, that would be a
Yeah.
no. Yeah, that would say okay, we'll see. But before you had a boyfriend, you definitely went on dates, I'm sure. Like,
Oh,
was the so
yeah.
so pre-boyfriend, you're going on dates on this shit. Is there anything that was like an immediate like a red flag to you where you're just like, holy fuck, this ain't
Well,
happening.
yeah, if they're like a porn fan, if they're like a fan of mine,
Oh,
that's a red flag. 'Cause then
yeah.
they're fucking weirdos, and then they just
Mm.
I don't know.
That's a weird yeah, that's gotta be weird. It's
Yeah.
also gotta be hard to, like, filter out those people, you know?
Yeah, because then, like, they're either a porn fan or they're like, don't know what you do, and then you
Yeah,
tell them, and then it's like, they can't handle it.
yeah,
Um, so
yeah.
it's kinda tricky,
Yeah, I
with
imagine
with
so.
that. And then they're like, "Oh, you have to quit for me and this and that." I'm like, "Well,
Sure.
this is
Yeah.
my career, so that's me."
Yeah, yeah. Always think that's the funniest thing ever because, like, I do, like or I've had quite a few episodes with people who are in porn, and, like, there's always, like, somebody in the comments saying shit about, like, this person needs to, like, get out of this industry, blah, 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 or, like,
Yeah,
like,
go
basically, like, "I'm gonna save you from this thing." Yeah,
save you.
yeah. You're just like,
Save you, or like, "You're old, you're done." I'm like, "Why are you still watching me then?"
yeah, or like save you from what? From having a
Yeah,
independent career that you can live, pretty damn well on and you get to work
exactly.
when you want to work. I mean, yeah, it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's not like, you're not a drug dealer, or like running a small gang of, you know, child pickpockets. Like you're doing you're just
yeah,
having sex on camera. It's not like, the end of the world. I mean, you're just an actress that the
yeah,
sex scenes are real.
yeah, exactly.
It's
So
not
it's
like that
really hard to
crazy of a
explain.
world.
It's hard to explain that to someone that you're dating,
Yeah.
and it's hard for people to understand that you can separate it, like, my personal life and acting. I
Yeah.
can completely separate it, and that's why I've lasted for so long,
Yeah.
in the industry, um,
Yeah.
and I'm a businesswoman, I'm good with my money, I'm not just spending it on stupid shit, and I'm not gonna get out of the industry and be broke,
Yeah.
and it is a career
Yeah.
for me, like, I'm doing it for business
Yeah.
reasons as well. So
Yeah.
there's that difference, whereas some girls, they get out and they're completely broke, and I'm like, "How? How is this possible?"
Well, yeah, I mean, or, yeah, I guess you could always just quit and go work at a fucking bank or
And what's the point in doing it in the
Quiznos.
first place? It's like the
Uh,
point is to be financially independent.
ex Yeah.
I'm like,
But
it
exactly, like, so you quit to go do what? I mean, that's what I'm saying, like, the people who are telling you, like, you should or say that about people in the industry that they should leave or they shouldn't be in this industry. It's like, well, okay, so I should go work for someone else and make
yeah,
way less than I should be making while someone else is making way more than they should be making.
yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
fuck that.
Everybody's got their opinions, so I don't
Yeah,
really listen to other people or the comments or whatever. I'm like, eh. I,
that's
I
fair.
I don't know what those people are doing, but I'm sure their life is not any better. So
I would imagine not. Yeah.
probably in mom's basement right now.
Yeah. Oh, I
Like,
know.
God,
It's the funniest shit ever. Like, just
isn't
people
it?
it's just funny, like, that people still think that way now. You would
Yeah,
think, like, that by now people would just be like, "Okay, like, porn is arguably the biggest industry in all of entertainment."
yeah,
And
just accept it, you know?
yeah, like,
It is what it is.
it's probably not going anywhere, you know? Like, if I had to guess. It's been around longer than pretty much any art form also. Like, you would go back and look at,
Yeah,
like, ancient, like, stone carving, like, carvings that are sexual, like, there are the Karma Sutras, a book about sex positions, that fucking thing's, like, 2,000 years old, you know?
yeah, it's the oldest profession, basically.
Yeah, yeah, I would know, exactly, which is crazy. You would think, like, now how is that the oldest profession? Like,
Right?
there weren't any, like, like, there was nothing else, but I guess maybe so, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because before then, they were, like, trading things, you know, for
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
So they were, like, trading, like, your body
right,
for money, but it was things, I guess,
yeah,
there. So, yeah, it
that's
would
yeah.
be.
Yeah, I mean, using your body for money is pretty much what everyone does anyways.
Yeah.
If you're a construction worker, you can't do that if you're in a wheelchair. Like, I mean, it's
If
yeah,
you look at it like that, yeah.
yeah, like everybody uses their body for
True.
money. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I would
use your
much rather
brain
be
for money.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'd much rather be having sex than,
It's
lifting
just a different part of your
smashing cinder
body that
blocks.
you're using for money, right?
Exactly. Well, you're using your whole body,
Well, I'm
you know?
using all of it. I'm using my brain. I'm using
It That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're going, like, full head to toe. This is all, I'm using what I got, like,
I'm using
so
what I got.
exactly, which is a great way to be, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's I don't know why, but it's always what I wanted to do. Like
Yeah.
I went to school, I went to college, I went to all these things, and I didn't want to use any of it. I was like, you know what? I decided I wanted to be a porn star and that's what I wanted to do. People
Yeah.
always say, how'd you get into it? I'm like, I wasn't forced. There wasn't anything traumatic. Like,
Yeah.
it's just what I wanted to do. I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's a funny thing too, is that everybody seems to think that if you're in porn, it's because you had some just shitty upbringing or something, which, I mean, it's probably the case for some people, I'm sure.
Could be.
But
Yeah.
also, I know people who are in all kinds of different fields, like work-wise, and I know for a fact they also had shitty upbringing. So, and
Yeah.
I mean, there are doctors who grew up with shitty upbringings. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
not a like, to say that, like, to nitpick it and say, like, "Oh, that's the reason they did this." It's like, well, why did this person become a doctor then? Because they had just as shitty of an upbringing.
Yeah.
Like, your upbringing doesn't necessarily relate to your career. Like, it's just
No, not
how
always. Not always. That's why
yeah,
people are like, I don't know, people just have weird ideas, you know?
yeah,
So,
yeah, I know,
I don't
yeah.
read the comments. Don't read the comments.
It's great that you have that mindset though, because so many people don't. Like, it's very hard to have that mindset, to just
Yeah,
kinda live above it, Like,
yeah,
to keep on and carry on. Like, that's not a super common
yeah,
thing
you
to be
can't
able
let
to
that
do.
shit get to you, you can't focus on the negative of what people say and, like,
Yeah.
all that, um, you just gotta do you.
But were you always like that, or was that something that just did you develop that more of that mindset, like, as progress in the industry, like, or have you just always been that kind of person of like, yeah, I don't give a fuck what people think
No,
about
I think I've
me.
always been that way, just like I've always been very free-spirited. I've
Mhm.
lived around the world. I traveled for about 7 years overseas before I got into porn,
Yeah.
and I've always just been, like, I don't know, just
Yeah.
positive and free spirit and just not caring what other people think, I guess.
Yeah, it's a great way to be. Like that, the amount of weight that is lifted off your shoulders when you don't give a fuck is so nice.
Exactly, exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm like, "This is me, accept it or don't." Like,
Yeah, I cared about what people thought for
yeah,
a long time, like growing up. Like I was very
yeah,
like I wanted to be popular, I wanted to fit in, like all this kind of
yeah,
shit. But then I would also actively do things that I knew were not popular, like, dressed a certain way. Like
yeah.
it was a weird, I don't know, balance. But I always kind of like went back and forth of what I thought would be popular and all this shit. And then it just kind of like hit me like just kind of one day where I was like, I don't give a I don't even like these people. Like why.
But now you're like a trendsetter, so, you know.
Well, sure. Yeah. Well, maybe so. I mean, I don't
That's
know.
what I
Maybe
always thought. I was like, "I'll just be a trendsetter. I'll do weird shit, and then people will like it." And they'd be like, "Oh, I wanna do that too. I wanna dress like that
yeah,
too." You
it
know?
worked. I mean,
That's
you
how
yeah,
I
you
feel
are.
these days. Like, it's just like, you know, what's popular that you see on social media.
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh, okay." Then everybody else starts to do that too,
Yeah. Which
you
is
know?
understandable because, like, it's hard, especially if you're younger, because it's hard growing up. It's hard to like find out who you are and like where you
Yeah,
fit in. Some people it takes them a long time to figure that out. Some people don't ever figure it out. Some people are in their
yeah, they're
50s
just
and they're
weird their
still,
whole life.
yeah, yeah.
They're just weirdos.
There's a lot of those people. So yeah, if you can find it early, especially like you did,
Yeah,
there's something to be said about that, you know?
yeah, I guess so. I mean, I wasn't good at it when I first started. I
Yeah.
would wish I could, like, go back and get rid of my first years of videos.
Yeah.
Like, God, it was
Mm,
awkward and weird. I don't know what I was
yeah.
doing. But after the years, you just learn to be confident with your
Mhm.
body, and you just learn, how to speak and, like, all these things,
Yeah.
and it just you get better and better as
For
a
sure.
thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't very good at it.
Yeah, I would imagine not. I mean, God, yeah, I've thought about scrubbing the internet of pretty much everything I've done in the without besides like the past like 2 weeks worth of shit.
Oh,
It's just
really?
well, I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, I definitely sometimes will like look back at some of the like the just like old podcasts from like the beginning. I'm like, ooh, this is
I
hard to
know,
watch.
I wish I could do that with my porn. I'm like, "Ugh," some of the pictures, the makeup
Yeah.
on there, I'm like, "Oh my god, so awful," and then people will post
Yeah.
that, I'm like, "No, don't gross, that's not me."
That's tough. Yeah. Yeah, because yours, I mean, you're going back 18 years,
I know,
of
right?
like
And then,
yeah.
like, I didn't have a lot of tattoos, then I got all these tattoos, and
Oh,
I thought I was
yeah.
crazy, but I got all these tattoos. Yeah,
That's
that's what happens when you date a tattoo artist. You get these tattoos, you're like, "Oh, fuck, what did I do?"
that's what I'm looking for so bad is to date is, to find a girl who's a tattoo artist.
Really? No, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't regret it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just like, what if I had to redo it, I probably wouldn't do it now. But back
Gotcha.
then, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
what
But they
I
fit.
liked it,
They
but
fit you well.
yeah,
I mean, like,
I
some
think
people have tattoos, like a lot of tattoos, and you're just like, "This doesn't look like you at all." Like,
yeah,
it seems weird, or it seems like they're, like, trying too hard or something. Like, you just
yeah.
kinda naturally look like a person who would have a sleeve, you know?
Really? Oh, that's
I
cool.
think so.
'Cause
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've dated guys in the past, like, long, long time ago, they
Mhm.
would get all tatted up for me. And I'm like, "I didn't ask you to do that." They just thought I would like them better, and it didn't suit them at all. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, "This doesn't
That's yeah.
it
That's a
doesn't."
weird
Yeah,
you're going to an extreme to get someone's approval by doing that.
yeah.
Holy hell.
But my boyfriend now, he's got tattoos, but that's
Yeah.
not like I mean, yeah, I'm attracted to tattoos, of course,
Right. Yeah.
but, um, but I wouldn't be like, "You have to get tattoos for me
Yeah.
for me to like you." But I definitely like them.
That's fair. What if a guy had a belly button piercing? Would that turn you off?
It turned me on.
It would turn you
Like, you
on?
have
Well,
you
possibly. No.
you do, don't you?
No.
Show me.
No.
You have to show me now.
I can assure you. Look, there aren't a lot of things I'm confident about in this world. I am confident that you don't wanna see it.
I don't want okay, I don't
No, it's I do not have one, but there is, there's no telling what I might do 2 weeks from now. I may very well be at a Claire's in the mall getting my belly button pierced.
You might meet a girl who says, "I like guys with belly button piercing." You're like, "Okay, let's go get one."
I I would do it probably in a heartbeat.
See? That's what happens.
Yeah.
Guys do crazy shit for girls. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
break up with them the next day, so
there is damn near no limit to the things I would do.
oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you guys are crazy, crazy, crazy.
I can't help it, but I tend to think of myself as being a bit of a romantic, so I do like in doing things for people.
Oh,
Like,
that
I enjoy being a giver more than a, getter.
I like a bit of romance. I do, I
Yeah.
really like flowers, I'm a flower girl, and I love
Mm.
cards. Like, every
Cars?
occasion, I have to like, old school cards. Like,
Oh, I thought you said cars.
well, I do like
Like
cards
you
too.
like people get buying you cars, like
Oh,
driving a
well, I
car. I
like
was
that
like,
too if you guys
"What?"
wanna buy me a car.
Well, I know, I was like, "Jesus Christ."
Like, but I
Great.
do like romantic cards that you
Yeah.
write on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I really like those, I don't know why, I'm just old school like that, I like cards.
Yeah,
I have to have a card, like, every occasion and flowers.
yeah.
It's
See,
like
I
my
like doing stuff like that. I
yeah.
like, doing, like, a good handwritten note, like a card
Yeah.
note. Yeah, despite how I sound when I'm talking, which I know sounds like a real dipshit most of the time, I'm actually pretty good with words, like, when it comes to writing and, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Me too.
I can be somewhat poetic if I wanna be. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I enjoy, kinda
Oh, that's
doing that for
nice.
someone.
Girls
Yeah.
love that shit. I mean, I do, I like writing.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think, it's a thing that kinda is gone it seems like it's gone away a little bit. Some of that sorta old school. I mean, not that it's necessarily
Exactly.
old school, but it is a little bit, I
It
guess,
is
yeah.
a little bit, okay, that shows my age again, but yeah, I like I like that.
Yeah, when people were paging you, to take you on
Paging
a
me
date.
exactly on
Yeah,
my BlackBerry or have
on your
BlackBerry,
beeper. Yeah.
my beeper, the finest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the '90s were a great time. I didn't really get to experience much of it, but,
Lots of LSD in the '90s.
really?
Mm.
What does LSD feel
These
like?
days, I like mushrooms now. I don't do LSD. That was
Yeah.
back then, but now I'm a mushroom
Really?
those kinda girl. Oh, yeah.
So what does LSD feel like?
Well, when I took it, it was like a full-on trip, like, you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
out
yeah.
for 12 hours.
But what does your body feel like? I've
Very
never done
euphoric,
LSD.
like, euphoric.
It's like
Yeah.
a Xanax kind of? Or is it
No. Wait,
uh,
have you never done wait, you look like that and you haven't done
look,
psychedelics?
I know I trust me. I am fully aware that I
You're
look
a
like
poser.
well, if I don't wear this goddamn bandana, this it's just I look like, Richard Simmons a little bit. I mean, I
Oh
look like Richard
my god,
Simmons already.
that's so
Um,
funny. But you don't
yeah.
microdose?
No, I've never done,
Oh my god,
I've
you
done
have to.
oh, yeah, maybe I should.
Maybe you
Wait,
should.
microdose LSD
It,
or
like,
shrooms?
resets your mind, like, it
Mm,
makes you super happy, it resets your mind, it's really good for, like, PTSD,
yeah.
and, like, it makes you more creative,
Hmm.
you know?
Well, then
So,
I definitely need that.
I think you need to try, you might get, like, super creative.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would
really
be
think
see,
about it.
what I'm afraid of is that it's gonna break my mind and I'm gonna end up, like, scribbling, weird conspiracy notes all over my wall,
Well,
or
that's
something like that.
LSD. That's yeah, that's LSD, but
Okay.
microdose is not. It just makes you super happy and, like, feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
So a microdose, you're just taking I mean, I guess obviously by the name, you're just taking a very small amount of
Oh,
it,
yeah, just
so
micro, just not
hmm,
much. I mean, it'll say,
yeah,
like, on the package, the amounts you're gonna take, and then,
yeah,
like, it'll say if you take the whole bar or the whole gummy, whatever you're taking,
mhm.
it'll say, like, you can go into God mode, they call it,
No, thank you.
and then it says, like, just happy, positive, a couple pieces, or you could take the whole thing, God mode, like, it'll tell you on the package.
Yeah. Yeah, because God mode is not something I ever want to be in. Yeah,
No,
no, no,
no,
no.
don't do that. You'll be running outside naked, you'll be streaking, you might
Well,
get arrested.
I mean, I'll be doing that pretty much anyways. But
You'll be doing that anyway.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just a normal
That's
Tuesday night.
normal. That's a normal Wednesday for you.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you start watching old episodes of, wrestling and you get real riled up. You just strip down and see how quick you can get arrested. Yeah.
Oh my god,
Oh yeah.
wow.
Cover yourself in baby oil so it's even harder for them.
Okay, P. Diddy.
Oh, well, yeah. Boy, I could have. Yeah, it would have been like it was probably like a damn rodeo in that house, just people
Slip and
lubed
slide.
up. Yeah,
Woo.
him trying to grab onto people and them slipping away. Like it's God.
Slip away.
Oh, I wish I could have been there. Everybody's like trying to distance themselves from P. Diddy's shenanigans. I wish I could have been in that.
I wish I would have been there too.
Yeah.
Let's see
Like
this shenanigans.
a freak off sounds like the greatest thing ever. I don't get why everybody's so mad about what he did. I mean, unless there's something he did that is like really bad that I just haven't read
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Everything I've read about, I'll preface it that way. Everything I've read, it just sounds like a guy having a great time with a bunch of his friends.
Yeah,
If you
unless
can't
there
do
was
that in
really
America,
big
then
shit
what
going
are yeah.
on it.
Yeah, if you can't do that, then what can you do?
What can you do these days? Not
Exactly. God. So I have a
yeah.
few random questions for you if you
Okay.
we got a little bit more time. So I always end everything, just asking a bunch of random bullshit
Okay.
questions.
Well,
So
no
we
questions.
will
Okay.
do that. Who was your childhood celebrity crush?
Oh God, now you're dating me way back again.
Oh well,
Oh,
all right.
Jesus.
Leonardo da
What
Vinci.
era? Yeah, what era would that have been?
Well,
Okay,
when you were a child. So
let's see what era.
I mean, what year were you born?
Well, I'm not telling you that.
What?
You can Google it, find out.
85,
Oh God, I wish. I'm older than that.
81.
Oh God, I'm so older.
Oh, you really, I mean, I'm not even just trying to kiss your ass or anything. You actually do look a lot younger than that.
Yeah, I do.
So congratulations.
And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
super fit, so
Yeah.
fit mommy.
I would say, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like
Well, like
oh,
Donny Osmond.
yeah, you're putting me on the spot right now.
Well, yeah, that's I mean the whole
That's
point
the
of
whole
all
point,
of it.
right?
Yeah, kinda. I mean,
Maybe Leonardo DiCaprio? I don't know, like, that's
no,
that
well, that's not. Yeah, that's a good one, but that
that's
doesn't make you sound
yeah,
old. I
that's her.
mean,
He's,
yeah.
like, around my age, so, yeah.
Oh, well, see, that's not crazy. Like I thought you're, yeah, saying like like Leif Garrett or something. I don't know if you know
Wait,
that.
what?
You
Who's
remember him, Leif Garrett? Oh, you wouldn't remember. I
that?
mean, he was pretty big in the mid '70s.
Okay, I'm
Kind of
that
a teen
old,
idol.
Jesus.
Fuck me. I mean, you wouldn't tell me. I had to assume.
I'm not
Um,
that.
what was your first concert? Or
Oh,
first
god,
big concert?
first big concert? Oh,
Yeah.
that's so hard too. I used to be a raver.
Oh, jeez.
I kinda still am, and love dance music.
Really? Oh,
I'm
God.
sorry. I know you're probably a metalhead, but
I do love. Yeah,
I
yeah. I
can
mean, not just metal, but I like it when people play instruments.
I
That's
like it
always nice.
too. I like it too, but I don't know. I like dance
Yeah,
music, but I
that's
like
fair.
to play instruments during the dance music too. Yeah. I mean,
That's
I
fair.
like rock bands too.
Yeah. Who
I
would you pay
like
the most money to see in concert if you could
I
see
don't
anyone?
pay for things. I don't
No shit. Okay. If you weren't in the position you're in, if you were a waitress at Denny's,
I mean, they just roll out the red carpet.
oh well, that is yeah, yeah. Must be nice. Jeez.
It's pretty nice. Really nice.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'll rephrase it. If you could see anyone in concert that you haven't seen, you see anyone in concert in their prime, so they could not even be around anymore, who would you like to see?
Anyone in concert and their these are really hard questions.
I don't think they're that hard of
Why are they
questions.
so hard?
Why is it? Well,
I don't know.
Jesus. No. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't catch that. You might have to repeat that one or five more times. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, I need to do some research to this. question. Who would I see?
Research. I mean, goddamn, who's a band? I mean, is there not like a band or an artist or somebody that you'd like to see?
I mean, I think they're playing this week, No Doubt. I used to be a big fan of No Doubt.
Okay,
Um,
that's a good one.
but they're
Yeah,
actually playing in LA this week. My friend told me she's going to see them.
you should go see them.
I know they're playing Thursday, and I've got stuff to do here, so
Oh
but yeah,
well,
maybe next time.
yeah. So
That's like an old school band I used to like.
that's a great yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
and
great
she
answer.
looks so good, and she's, like, in her 50s. I'm like, "Okay,
God,
Gwen Stefani, like, if I can look like you when I'm in my 50s, fuck yeah."
I mean, again, not trying to kiss your ass. You'll probably look better than that.
Oh,
If I had to guess. Yeah, 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 no problem. Yeah, sometimes, I don't know if it's just, like, the lighting, but, sometimes Gwen Stefani does sorta look like a wax sculpture of Gwen Stefani,
I mean,
and
she's perfect. I don't know how she does it. She must be doing the sperm facial. Do you know the salmon sperms facial that the celebrities do?
I don't, but I feel
I
like
do the real sperm facials. That's why I look so young.
I was gonna say, I mean, if anyone's an expert on sperm facials, I mean, I feel like you probably had more of them than she has, but
I've
sure.
had a lot of them. That's why my skin's so good. And
Oh my
a lot of protein. I like
yeah,
to
yeah,
follow. So, that's adds to the
yeah,
beauty routine.
yeah. It makes your teeth white from what I've heard too,
Oh,
which
does that too? Is that
really
why? Yeah, my teeth are pretty white.
that
So
would explain it. Yeah, and I don't know if it really is true. It's just something I've heard. So anytime I see somebody who has white, like a woman who has really white teeth, that's the first thing I think of, which is really unfair to them. But yeah, can't help it.
ooh. Yeah, she likes cum. Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah. I
I
mean, I
like
tend to
it
think that
then.
in general, but yeah, yeah, yeah. What's a game show you think you'd do best on?
Um, I used to think it was Jeopardy, but I was like,
Oh,
I do know a lot of the questions. 'Cause I know random weird shit, but,
really?
um, but then I was watching it. I wasn't watching it. I was at the gym and it was on. I was like, "Ooh, it's gotten harder. I don't think I could do it now."
It has gotten hard.
Kinda hard.
Okay, I am so glad that you said that because I stopped watching it when Alex Trebek died. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek.
Yeah,
And they got the old fucker Ken Jennings doing it now,
yeah.
and nothing against him, but he ain't Alex Trebek. So I watched an episode the other day, and I was like, these questions are way harder than they
Oh,
used
yeah.
to be.
I was like,
Way harder.
"Okay." I got, like, 1 question right, and I'm like, "I don't think I could be on the show."
Yeah, yeah. No, I noticed that too. I was like, God damn, have I gotten dumber? Which is a real possibility, but
Yeah, well,
yeah,
you probably have 2 with all the microdosing, so, yeah.
could be. Well, actually, I mean, you should be even, sharper. You should know the answers before they even ask the questions.
That's true. It does kinda make you smarter, but I do smoke a lot of weed too, so,
That ruins that. Yeah.
yeah, it kinda counteracts it.
Yeah, there's nothing that makes someone dumber than smoking weed. I mean, no, nothing against it.
I was 13. Sober.
Yeah, it's so crazy because people assume that I just am a total pothead, which is
Yeah,
understandable.
yeah.
Hate it. Hate weed so
Oh,
much.
oh, we
Hey,
can't be friends.
fucking hate it.
We can't be friends. I don't
Well, I mean, that's unfortunate, but it's just the part of the business, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I used to. I mean, I did used to like growing up, like when I was a teenager, like out of college and all that. Definitely smoked a lot, and then out of nowhere, it just started giving me massive fucking panic attacks. And now,
Oh, anxiety? Yeah, it'll do that if
yeah.
you stop. That's why I've never stopped. So,
Oh,
yeah,
well, that's what happened whenever I quit
I
drinking.
won't stop smoking.
Yeah, yeah. You might as well just keep going, just ride this fucker into the ground.
So it does
Yeah.
the opposite for me. I smoke at night to, like, relax and go to sleep.
God, I could not imagine. I'm telling you, if I had a hit, I would be laying in bed. I mean,
Just
just
the zoomies
shake.
going,
Oh,
thinking about a
everything.
million ways you're gonna die.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I do that already.
I
So
do that
then,
already too.
oh God, it's so I anytime I have like, I don't know, I just randomly will think that I'm not breathing right. And then I'm like, oh my God, why did I just fucking do that? Like,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, no, it's in my head. But then I'm like, well, why would my head tell me that if it's not true?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
think some weird shit at night too. I'm like, "Oh my god, stop it." Like, "What? Stop, brain, stop."
do you sleep with the TV on?
Oh, I can't, because then I'll just listen to the TV the whole time. I sleep
That's
with
the
white
point.
noise on.
With what?
White baby noise.
Baby noise?
Well, because I have a child, so, like, I started playing white baby noise. It's just white noise,
Yeah.
and then I can't sleep without it now.
Wait, what makes it baby noise? There's like a I mean, I know
It's
there's like white
it's
noise.
well, I don't know, they call it baby noise because you know the baby things that you
Got you.
play and it's white noise?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
So I
gotcha, I
started
gotcha.
doing that, and now I can't sleep without it.
That's fair.
It's crazy.
Yeah. See, I sleep with the TV on, have ever since I can remember. I can't have, like, I have to have somebody talking in the background for me
Oh
to
god,
sleep.
that I would just listen to the TV the whole time and be like, "Mm-mm, I can't."
Understandable, but I will, put it on something that I've seen a million times so that I'm like, I don't really have to listen. Like, I can like, I can't watch something that I've never seen because then I am paying
When you're
full
paying attention, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god. Yeah, that's crazy how we all have our different things where we have to do to sleep, you know?
Yes. I know. Yeah. Yeah, I used to just get blackout drunk, and then that did the trick, but
That's the best. Oh, you sleep so good, and then
I
you feel
do
the
miss it.
next day, though.
Yeah, yeah, but then you just drink again and get rid of that feeling, and you're good.
I can't do that. I used to be able to do that when I was
Oh,
younger. Jeez.
yeah.
Now it
Yeah,
takes
some
days to recover.
oh, God.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, this has been a really great time. I've had a good time. I mean, I know that we're not, as you said, we're not gonna be friends after this, but that's okay.
Yeah,
You know,
kidding.
I
I'm
know,
kidding.
I know. No, I have had a real blast talking with you.
Yeah, me too. That was fun.
Thank you, thank you. So
Yeah.
before we
Talked about
go
weird shit, so,
huh?
we talked about some weird stuff, so,
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the whole point, really. Like, yeah, 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 yeah. It's really like the only way that my brain works isn't just in weird, mysterious ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I listen to, podcasts like, what podcasts do you like to listen to?
Oh, I hate podcasts.
Oh, you don't like them?
No, I fucking hate them. I hate listening to podcasts.
Oh, you don't listen
Yeah.
to them? Oh, okay.
No, I know it's weird because I have one. I mean, I okay, so I will listen to like true crime podcasts and stuff like that. I just don't like talking
Okay.
podcasts stuff like that, if that makes sense. But I do like true crime or like history podcasts. I'll listen to stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I like it when they talk to like certain people, celebrities or whatever, and then they
Mhm.
go down a rabbit hole and they're talking about all this weird shit. I'm
That
like,
is a
oh,
great time.
how do they know so much stuff?
That is a fun time. I mean, I do watch like I've obviously seen quite a few podcasts, but yeah, I'm just more of a yeah, like true crime kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like I love stuff like that for some
yeah.
reason. It's just
I like that
fascinating
too.
to me.
Yeah, true crime stuff is good. I like to watch documentaries on it and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
what that says about us, but
Yeah. No, that's I mean, it's probably nothing good, but oh well. I mean, we're both doing all right, I think, so can't be hurting
yeah,
that bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you located, by the way?
In Texas, like kind
Oh,
of
Texas.
somewhat outside of Dallas. I mean, that's like the closest way. Like
Oh,
east
okay,
east
because you have
Texas.
kind of a Southern accent a little bit.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
tried getting rid of it, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
You
Yeah.
what?
So I've tried getting rid of it, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I like the Southern accent. I like it.
Alright.
Yeah,
Well,
my accent's all over the place. People are like, where are you from?" I'm like, "I don't know." Everywhere.
yeah, well, you don't really have an accent.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I would have guessed like Oregon, Colorado, maybe.
Really? I'm from Detroit, and then I lived in the Midwest for a while,
Okay.
uh, growing up, and then I moved to Germany. Like I said, I was traveling, I
Yeah.
lived in Germany for 3 years. I moved to Australia, lived there for 4 years, and
Okay.
then from Australia, I moved to LA for 10 years, and now I'm in Vegas.
Jesus. Yeah, you really have been.
So, like, my accent's so weird, and people are like, "Wait,
Yeah. Yeah,
where y'all?"
that'll strip your accent away real quick is, yeah,
Yeah,
traveling, or especially, like, living in different places, yeah. Did
yeah.
you learn German?
I did when I lived there, but
Mhm.
I can pick up words when I hear it,
Yeah.
but that's it. Like, I can make
Yeah.
out what they're saying, some of it,
Yeah. I
but
can
I
speak, like, very little. I can speak a
yeah,
little bit, but yeah, yeah, more Spanish than anything. I
yeah,
speak,
yeah,
like,
I
a
can
fair
pick out
amount of
Spanish
Spanish.
words, but I
Yeah.
need to like learn more of it. But yeah, and then when I lived in Australia, I started to pick up that accent.
Yeah.
And
That's a
then
good.
LA, they're like, "Are you from Australia?" I'm like, "Kind of," but then
Yeah.
I lost it, and then I still had like some of the slang that they say.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
just pick
That's
it
a
up when you've lived there for so long.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's the sexiest accent on the planet to me.
Yeah, I think so too, and then they told me that I sounded funny, so I was, like, trying to, like I'm like, I sound funny?" I'm like, "You guys
Yeah.
sound fucking weird with your
Well, they
normal."
yeah, they do
No.
sound super weird, but I love
I'm
it.
like, "Why do you know like that?"
I know why does no have 14 letters in it
I know,
whenever they say it?
what do
Like,
you say?
jeez, it's just no. They're like, "Nah," like,
No.
just yeah.
I'm like, "You
Um,
guys sound like weirdos." So then
they
I
do.
started to pick it up. I'm like, "Oh god, I gotta lose this." But I like the way they sound when I hear them.
Yeah,
When
same. Yeah, me too.
I
Yeah,
hear them
yeah,
sometimes.
any woman with an Australian accent, that is a
Oh, have you
go-to.
had any on your podcast? Because there's some Australian porn stars.
Yeah, there are. I've had one. Yeah, yeah, one, like, actually not that long ago. She's the one that had sex with 100 guys in 24 hours.
Oh, is that the one? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, she's
What's her name?
Australian. Huh? K Manuel? Manuel?
Oh, okay.
K yeah, I don't know if you know. Yeah, she's, yeah, from Australia, like Gold Coast, I guess. Gold Coast,
Oh, I love
Australia.
it there. It's so pretty there. I lived in
Yeah,
Melbourne, but I used to go to Gold Coast.
yeah,
Live there.
yeah. No,
It's
that's it.
beautiful.
But I mean, there's tons of yeah, a lot of porn stars are Australian,
Yeah,
and they're
so
like the yeah,
you have
so
to you have to come to this country to do it because, like, in Australia, oh, you can film, like, content, OnlyFans stuff,
yeah,
but you really can't they don't have, like, big studios there.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, it makes sense
Mm,
why some of them come here, like so many because there are yeah, now that I'm thinking about it in my head, I'm like, yeah, there are a lot of like Australian porn stars, like a bunch. And they're
yeah.
like very successful. Like,
Yeah, you have to come here for it
yeah,
before
yeah,
after I moved to LA.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's nice that you can get out of LA and like live in Vegas now. Vegas is fucking amazing. I
I
love
know.
Vegas.
I moved here 7 years ago, and I can do all my content here because a lot
Mhm.
of porn stars have moved here, and then,
Yeah,
I can shoot for studios as well because they a lot have moved here. Um,
right.
I'm going next week to be on what's her name's podcast? The Plug Talk?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
on that one. I go to LA for that. So, like,
yeah,
certain things you have to go to LA for shooting,
right, right.
but mostly I
Yeah.
stay here.
Yeah, that's what it seems like, because I know if yeah, there's a few people like Alexis Fox, she was on the podcast like a couple weeks
Oh, yeah,
ago,
she
and
lives here.
she lives in Vegas. Yeah, fucking loves it, and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I love it.
Vegas
Yeah,
is amazing. Yeah,
it's
I
great.
definitely need to go back soon, like real soon. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, but no, thank you again so much. This was so much fucking fun. So before we go,
Uh-huh.
plug, promote, where can people find you, all that good stuff.
Um, Instagram, the real Sarah Jessie. I had to make a new one, so I'm very careful what I post on there now because they take me down so fast.
So insane.
They
It's
flag me so fast.
it's the dumbest shit on the planet.
And then X is or Twitter used to be Twitter, now
Yeah.
X is Sarah Jessie Triple X, and then OnlyFans is just my name, Sarah Jessie. I just got a flashlight as well that you can buy,
Hell
so
yeah.
check that out.
Yeah. I need to get one. Like
You can
make
get
mine.
mine.
Well, no, I mean I need to make one myself, Like I'll sit in a mold and do one.
Oh, like mold. Okay, so it's fleshlight is just the pussy.
No, no, I'm talking about like of the anus or something. I'll do
Oh,
one like that. Yeah, people you could use it as a beer koozie, if you need to.
it's huge. I can show you. It's fucking big.
What
It's
is your
no,
flashlight?
it's like it's big.
Why is it big? I mean,
The whole thing is big. Like it's
oh, I thought you meant like
the size of it.
the spot is big. I was like,
No, like the whole
"When's
thing, it's fucking big. Like you have to have 2 hands. I'm just like, Jesus. Like
God." I mean, what are you supposed to do? Like just put it on the bed and, like, fuck it or something? Which, I mean, I
Well,
guess you could
no, I guess
always do
you
that.
have to grab it and go like this.
Yeah, but that's a bit
Well, I
yeah.
know I can't try it 'cause I don't have a dick, but
Yeah, well, I mean, you could always change that if you'd like to someday, but yeah, that's
oh, ew.
no. Yeah,
I love
my
my
god.
pussy.
Yeah, it is like the perfect stocking stuffer, really.
Yeah,
Get her
yeah,
a
that's what
Jessie
I'm saying.
flashlight. I mean, we're
Oh,
pretty far away from Christmas, but, people are always having bar mitzvahs and whatnot, so, do
so
what you
buy
gotta do.
that and check out my socials, and yeah.
Hell yes.